Hey boys and girls and awesome people of the world, Baz here, the blind leader, with another blog in regards to challenges. And today's question comes from Peter, and Peter would like to know how do I go about getting around, so to get to sort of events or seminars and things like that, or just general meetups, rather than staying at home where it's safe. Good question. I like these kind of questions. They're everyday questions because it's these little everyday things that help you, they're like stepping stones to the bigger picture kind of thing. So it's these little things, these little steps that you take that matter, that sort of help you get there. So, and one important thing is the travel aspect, especially when again, being blind and not being able to get your license and not being able to drive. It's obviously it's a bit more challenging. So it's definitely something I've adapted to, and how I've managed to do that really is just years of learning how to plan, where I'm, the beginning steps of planning of how I'm going to get to where I'm going to get to, and to get there by a particular time, especially for seminars and trainings. You have to be there at a certain time, so a bit of planning goes on beforehand to say, okay, look, if I need to be here at this time, then I will need to catch, let's say, this train and this bus or whatever. So yeah, it does involve a lot of public transport. I do catch taxis also, but as we know, catching taxis quite frequently can get quite pricey. So even if you do get a discount, but if you're sort of catching them on a constant basis, it does all in the end it does all add up. So whereas transport isn't as bad, and so definitely through a lot of public transport. A lot of planning, so it's obviously things like checking timetables, seeing which particular sort of trains or buses I need to catch and what times they leave where I need to leave and arrive at where I need to be. Sometimes if it's a train going to the city, which station in the city I have to get off at, and how far is my destination from that particular station. So how much time do I have to allow myself to walk there. Or if I have to, let's say, sometimes you do have to catch a bus. If I find that on the day that I'm sort of running behind, then I'll catch a taxi. Let's say rather from the station to the place I need to be, rather than all the way from home. So it's good because you got options as well. So definitely it's good to have a variety of options and things you can put into place, so that if what you had planned isn't quite going to plan, because there's only so much planning you can do, but sometimes there are certain things you can't, certain elements, things happen, and you can't control. So being aware of the options, yep, that's definitely one of them. As I mentioned, planning. Also, if it's somewhere that I've never been before, if I have the time. What I may do is beforehand I might set aside time on a particular day to actually do the journey itself, to find where it is I need to go, so that on the day I know exactly where I need to be, or how to find where I need to go. There's also services that that can help, like Vision Australia and Guide Dogs and all that sort of stuff, but the only thing with them is if I've got to be somewhere and I've booked it on a shorter time period, and you sort of sometimes need to give them notice so they can book you in a particular time slot, so they can allocate someone to take you and to show you. So it is an option, but for short term it may not always be a available option. But again, which comes back to my planning. So, and if it is one of those things where I've never been before and I haven't managed to find that time to sort of take that journey beforehand to know where I've got to go, one thing I find helps as well is sort of getting as much information as I can about the particular place. So recently I went to a support group. That was the first time that I'd gone there, and so I had gotten as much information as I could in regards to the actual place itself. Something as little as it's in between this building and this building, and it's like a little alley, and then you'll find the buzzer there and things like that. So, and also, if possible, getting a contact number for someone who is going to be there, and that way I can call them, say, look, I'm in the front of where I think where I'm supposed to be, and if I'm not sure, and only if I can't actually, well, I don't actually know that that's the place I need to be, and say, look, could you just sort of come out and just confirm that I am where I need to be, and just if I need help, just sort of getting up there, things like that. So definitely gathering information if I have to. But yeah, that's just some of the ways that I sort of go about. Mainly, but it mainly does go around the planning factor. So just planning, knowing, knowing which trains, buses, whatever to catch, knowing that you have the option of taxi at a particular point, doesn't have to be all the way from home, and being in contact with people that are going to be there. That's always a really good one, especially if it's something at night, because that's definitely a much more challenging time for me, the night time. So that's a real good one. But yeah, I hope that answered your question, and guys, keep your questions coming, and I'll do my best to answer them and best to assist you. And thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next vlog. Bye for now, and stay awesome.